CountryWide Connect with Andy Thompson and Sarah Perriam-Lampp.
John McWhirter is the CEO of Woolsworth New Zealand, who's probably... Have you visited Turkey, John?
Yes, good morning, actually. Great to be on the show, so thanks for the invite. Yes, I have. It's a beautiful country, and we do business with a number of Turkish manufacturers. So yes, I've been to them. So yeah, great place. 80 million people, so big market as well.
On the bucket list for Anzac Day, I haven't done that.
Oh, yes.
Yeah, so that's very high on the bucket list, Anzac Day.
So what I'd suggest is you fly into Anatolia, which is a cheaper version of Nice, and then you drive 1 hour north, and we'll introduce you to a large carpet factory, and you'll get a walk through there, and then you can go and look at the historical sites of Turkey.
Well, I think, okay, so there's a CountryWide Connect trip next year.
100%.
We need to find a budget for that, Sarah.
Now, the reason we're talking to John about Turkey, if you've just joined us, is a major international partnership with a Turkish manufacturer, seeing New Zealand wool now woven into a premium carpets. And one of those is quite a significant place, John.
Yes, look, Khalid Harley is a Turkish carpet manufacturer who's been there for, as I understand, probably 100 years. I think the piece that we have to look at in Turkey is that they have been manufacturing carpets for a long time. They appreciate Turkish rugs and Persian rugs. So there's a real history of weaving and tufting. So what you have seen in Turkey, and this is really the exciting piece of the story, is they are having a shift from synthetics to wool. And we're grateful to be part of that. And so this particular company have been doing hospitality. They're in Hilton's, Sheraton, some of the big hotel chains in the world. They clearly do a lot of the mosques across the Middle East. And so they actually are able to produce at scale and at a lower cost. So they've made a commitment to sell more wool carpets than they have been in synthetics, and that's where the big opportunity is here. It's great when you've got manufacturers investing in growing the demand for wool or growing wool products, because that actually changes the industry, rather than actually just competing with each other over the same territory.
John, you said they have to change from synthetics to wool. Is that a government mandate for Turkey?
No, sorry, they've chosen to change.
They've chosen.
They have to. And it's the same with the other Turkish company we deal with in Zenova. And they've been investing in the production of wool. Sadly to say, in some respects, is that they've taken equipment from around the world, second-hand equipment, and they've refurbished it. They had great engineering capability, and they've turned it into wool production. But some of those machines have actually come out of New Zealand.
Yeah, I was going to ask you that, John, because so what this commitment that Khalida have made, is that to move to 100% wool carpets, as was the aspiration of our friends here at home with Bremworth?
No, it's not. It'd be fair to say that none of the international manufacturers are doing that. What we like is the fact they're actually willing to invest. And as an example, again, I've seen investment in Turkey that would seriously make us cry in New Zealand, because the amount of investment in wool production would exceed any investment that the total wool industry in New Zealand's ever made on its own behalf. And so that's actually an indictment upon ourselves. And so we've seen the Turkish manufacturers putting in carding machines and spinning capacity beyond what we've actually seen. So we're keen to support them, to encourage them to continue to do that, because they are willing to invest.
John, do you have any idea of just how much wool this will mean, what this will mean for the Wools of New Zealand, for New Zealand sheep breeders, wool growers?
In a way, I can't really answer that question, because it's commercially sensitive to the manufacturers at the other end. However, it will be significant, and manufacturers don't invest large sums in something that they don't expect to get a significant return from.
Sorry, the other question I was going to ask, and obviously you guys are doing a fantastic job marketing this, but why choose New Zealand wool? There's plenty of other wool around the world. Why are they coming to us directly?
Well, we're clearly working on building direct relationships with our New Zealand farmers, with international customers. And one of the reasons for doing that is to build in long-term supply contracts so that farmers know what the future is. What the customers want is certainty of supply and certainty of control around of volume. So we're able to do that backed against our farmers, but the real benefit underlying that is the quality of New Zealand wool. White wool, clean wool, consistent wool. And if you've seen some of the images of the carpet that they produce, beautiful colours, deep colours, pastel colours, and all of the patterns that they build into it, they need white wool to create those beautiful carpets that they make. You can't make it with a lot of the wool produced around the rest of the world. So without any doubt, there's no question that New Zealand does produce the best wool for producing high quality carpets.
John, obviously you'll be following closely around Wool Alliance's primary production select committee suggestion that the wool levy be reborn. Your thoughts?
Oh, you mean, aren't you?
Yes, I'm not sure they could get involved in the political argument of that one.
But it does come down to it, though, John. You think of what Wools of New Zealand are doing, Zenterra are doing. It's a commercially driven end-to-end from farmer engagement around what the market wants to change on-farm practice through to securing contracts. If a wool levy was to come into play, how would Wools of New Zealand be a part of that?
Look, I'm a great believer in commercial transactions and actions. You need to invest where you're going to get a return. So I think in any in any industry, there is a place for an industry body. But what one needs to work out is what are the aspects of that an industry body would be involved in, and what are they not involved in. So I don't have a problem with having an industry body, but I think it needs to be very clear as to what it does do and what it doesn't do. And if you waste a lot of money if that's not well defined and made very clear. So that's my neutral political response. In all of
your experience, John, would it not make sense to follow a model that Beef and Lamb with Taste Pure Nature and the role they play with regards to exports as something to model, and with therefore actually go back to the meat and wool board and merge the wool industry representation back into Beef and Lamb, and there's not duplication?
Look, I agree with that. And yes, we have spoken to Beef and Lamb about it. There are certainly things that an industry body can do that would help the industry. There's no question about that.
Yes.
And Beef and Lamb are doing that on behalf of the industry for Beef and Lamb meat mainly. And so, if you're looking at opening up borders for trading, then that's an industry benefit, an industry good, as an example. If there are issues around industry problems that affect everybody, then the industry body can deal with that far better than individual companies can. And often, if you've got issues that individual companies shouldn't really be dealing with, it looks like you're in it for yourself rather than for the industry. So I think there are appropriate times when the industry can do a better job of defending an issue than an individual company can. And New Zealand Merino had an event in the last year around that. That's what I'm referring to.
Yes. No, I was picking up what you were putting down there, John. Thank you very much. Thank you, John, for joining us. We look forward to following your progress, and well done on this news. It's fantastic for wool growers across the country. John McWhirter there from Wools of New Zealand.
CountryWide Connect with Andy Thompson and Sarah Perriam-Lampp.